Imagine taking the life's learnings, the hardest-won experiences, and the core philosophies of the world's greatest minds and downloading them directly into your own brain. The math to achieve this is remarkably simple. If you read just 10 pages a day, you will finish 3,650 pages in a year. That is roughly 12 life-changing books, absorbed and integrated one year after another. But for most of us, picking up a book feels like a chore. Our brains have been conditioned to expect the rapid, high dopamine rewards of short-form video, making the steady pace of reading feel like an uphill battle. To reclaim your focus, you need a system. Grab a pen and a piece of paper. Right now, we are going to build a personalized 3-part reading protocol to retrain your attention. By the end of this video, you will have a physical document designed to lower the barrier to entry. This protocol is the bridge that allows you to move past digital burnout and toward a consistent habit of consuming a dozen books a year. Before we define the steps, you need to understand the biological stakes. Reading is not a passive hobby. It is a physical intervention that alters your brain structure. Emory University researchers studied this by comparing non-readers against those starting a daily reading habit. They found readers' brains showed a marked difference, developing denser, more robust neural networks in regions for language, sensory processing, and imagination. Reading physically reinforced connections. Your brain adapts to the demands you place on it. Just as lifting weights at the gym triggers muscle growth, reading acts as the resistance training required to build and strengthen your neural pathways. I saw this in my own life. When I first started preparing for competitive exams, my focus was so fragmented that it took me an entire week to finish a single chapter. But after 6 months of consistent practice, that same chapter took me only a single day. My brain hadn't just learned the material, it became more efficient at the learning process itself. To make this system work, you have to view reading as a cognitive upgrade. You are physically rewiring your mind to handle deeper levels of thought and complexity. Let's start the protocol. On your paper, write down the word book. The first rule of this system is simplicity. The book you choose must be a one-concept book. Beginners often fail because they choose dense, multi-layered texts that lead to cognitive overload. If the book is too complex, the mental friction becomes too high, and your brain will look for an excuse to quit. Look for books built around one clear, actionable idea. Atomic Habits is a masterclass in habit formation. Eat That Frog focuses entirely on the single concept of prioritizing your most difficult task. Pause the video now. Identify one simple, one-concept book you've been meaning to read, and write that title in your first slot. By picking a single concept book, you ensure that your energy goes into the habit of reading, rather than the frustration of trying to untangle 100 different ideas at once. Step 2 is about managing your daily energy. We need to set your quota. Every activity has an interest factor. Social media apps use algorithms to keep that factor high. A printed book has a naturally lower dopamine pull, making it harder for your brain to choose the book over the phone. If you set a goal of 30 or 50 pages, you're setting yourself up for failure. Your brain will compare that heavy workload to the ease of scrolling, choosing the phone every time. In your second slot, write down a quota so small it feels trivial. 5 pages. You can scale up to 10 pages later, but only after these first 5 pages become an automatic part of your day for 3 weeks. An ultra-low micro-quota bypasses your brain's defense mechanisms. It makes starting so easy that the interest factor of your phone no longer feels like an insurmountable barrier. The final step is often the most overlooked. Most people plan to read when they find the time, but in a world of constant notifications, that time never arrives. You must assign this habit a specific daily trigger, an exact time or a recurring event that serves as your anchor. When you fix the time, you remove the need for willpower. You no longer have to decide if you will read. You only have to follow the schedule you've already set. A powerful anchor is your morning routine. Make those 5 pages the very first thing you do when waking up, before even touching your phone. Select your anchor now. Write down your exact time slot to finish the system. This anchor is what turns a vague intention into a reliable system. It ensures that your commitment to reading survives the chaos of a busy day. Take a moment to look at your completed protocol. You now have a specific book, a manageable 5-page quota, and a fixed time to execute. This system leads to what psychologists call an identity shift. We are the sum of the inputs we allow into our minds. When you change those inputs, you begin to change how you see yourself. When you read, your brain simulates the experiences and perspectives on the page, using the same neural pathways involved in real-life events. Over time, these simulated insights blend into your self-perception, shifting your identity from the inside out. This is why history's most effective leaders and founders are almost always prolific readers. They understand that to produce better results, they must first curate better thoughts. Place this protocol on your desk right now. Execute your first 5 pages tomorrow morning. The person you want to become is built 1 page at a time.